So, why religion? So it's always struck me that virtually all religions are male-based power hierarchies. That most of the power structures of the world are male-based hierarchies. And that's an interesting observation, and a surprisingly pervasive observation. And when you get surprisingly pervasive observations that are robust like this, it is frequent that there are dominant factors that explain the origin of those pervasive behaviours. But how best to explain it in less than 3 minutes? So why these male-based power hierarchies at all, I hear you ask? Well, I think in the current case, it's reasonable to suggest that the whole is greater than the sum of its components. That is, if you were to take 300 individuals who are trained to work as a unit versus 300 equally resourced individuals who are not trained to work as a unit, the outcome of the conflict would be an absolute no-brainer. I think that's a large part of the biological success of mankind. Let's just assume for the sake of argument that that trait is biological in origin, that it's intrinsic to the species that you get a few leaders and many followers, and that the biological origin of this trait is from facing the most dangerous opponent that such a species can face. And that's one that's devious, cunning and meticulous, and thoughtful. One with the resources to annihilate every member of your tribe. And that's another member, the nastiest monkey on the mountain. So you have the paradox. Your fellow man, both your greatest ally and your most feared enemy. Religion then just becomes the spin-off of this attribute, apart from, instead of it being a flesh and blood alpha male,
he's a super duper mega hyper alpha male.
Now this alpha male doesn't exist, of course, beyond the minds of those who claim they believe in him. But within that power-based hierarchy structure, those that claim strong association with this super duper mega hyper alpha male get all the fringe perks and benefits that association with power brings. Riding along on the Phantom Emperor's invisible coattails, so to speak. So even though this is a completely surrogate organisation, these people have got tangible benefits out of it. But what about the betas? What do they get out of it? The betas get out of it what most betas get out of such organisations. That's that knowing they're part of a larger structure that will be there for them in times of need. But it's more than that. They believe that their structure was created by this super duper hyper mega alpha male. How can they go wrong with someone like that at their head? But more than that, they get to believe that they're better than everyone else. And that brings security to them. And before you know it, you've got a pretty reasonable description of a church.